Excel has always helped us in improving our productivity, do a lot of different things. But what if I say that you can increase the productivity from Excel using ChatGPT? And yes, you can increase the productivity 10 times, 20 times, or 100 times. How do you do that? What exactly are the things that you can use ChatGPT for along with Excel? So you might not be knowing everything about Excel, right? At all the times, you might not be a pro with Excel. And that's exactly where ChatGPT comes in to make your things easier, a lot more easier, and you become a lot more productive in Excel or in your life. No matter what you're doing on Excel, ChatGPT can help you from the most basic things to the most advanced things. How do we do that? This is a simple sheet that you see over here on the right. There are some student names and marks from different subjects. I want to do a sum and an average of the marks. If you know the formula, it's pretty easy. You do is equal to sum and so on. Or similarly for average, you can do is equal to average and so on. Now, how can you use ChatGPT for the same if you do not know what to do, if you want to do a sum or you want to do the average? Easy. I'll go to ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT. So I have an Excel sheet with student names and marks from different subjects. I want to sum the marks received in different subjects from cell number B2 to E2. Help me with the same. Let's see what Excel does, what ChatGPT does for us. That's what I want to do, right? I want to add B2 to E2. And here I have to sum the marks. I have the exact formula that I want to use. I do a copy, I come here and I do a paste. So I do a copy and I do a paste. Something wrong here. I paste it here. B2 to BE2. Okay, I did a mistake here. So instead of writing E2, I wrote BE2. So I'm sorry. I meant E2 to E2. And here I have the right formula. I copy it. I delete what I had here earlier and I do a paste. Here I have it. Easy. Now you can simply bring it here and use the autofill function that Excel has, and you have the average sums for all these students from all their subjects. Similarly, you can create the average. So I want the average of different subjects marks in cells B2 to E2. Hit enter. Here I have the form once again. I double click, I paste, and I have the average. That's how easy life becomes when you are using Excel with ChatGPT. Now let us use this for more complicated things. Like in the next tab, we have customers data in one column with their name, their email ID, and the phone number. Okay. What I want to do is, I do not want this to be in one column, but I want this to be in different columns. If you know of this, there is a feature in Excel called text to columns. You come to data and you have an option called text to columns. You can use this to do the same what I am trying to do using ChatGPT. How I can do this? I come back to my ChatGPT screen. I have a list of customers data like name, email, and phone number, all in one cell, separated by comma. Now I want a formula to get the names, emails and mobile numbers in different cells, in different columns, being B2, C2 and E2. I also will have to tell in which cell do I have my data. All in one cell, that's A2. And let's now ask ChatGPT what to do about this. Just to separate customers' data, name, email and phone number into different columns in Excel, you can use text to columns like as you just said, or you can this formula. This is what we will be using for using formulas for older Excel versions. Or you can be using this. Place this formula in cell B2 to split the data across columns B, C and D. Let's just use this one. It's asking me to use this formula in B2. Okay. It did not work. Text split A2, I don't know why, but let's not use this one because it's not Excel 365, and which is why it's not working. So I use the older versions. Okay, I copy this for B2, paste it. Here I have the name. I copy this for C2, and here I have the email ID, and I copy this again. Imagine, now you have the name, the email and the mobile number without even knowing what's there inside the formula. I don't know what is trim, left, A2, find, something, but it gives me the exact result that I wanted to. Now what I simply do is, I select these three rows and I use the autofill function. Let me reduce the width of this. Okay, and I use the autofill function. I drag it and drop till here, and I get the names, email and mobile number for all my data set. That was the second thing. Next, let's move to the more complicated one. That's a list of employee arrival. I have 10 employees who come at different times in my office, and 8 a.m. is the time when they should have reported. So anybody coming before 8 is an on-time arrival, and anybody coming after 8 is a late arrival. So I want to know who of these employees came on time and who were late. How do I do that? Why bother when we have ChatGPT? So just ask ChatGPT. Give as much details as possible. So I have a list of employees with their employees in column A, starting from cell A2 with their login time in column B, starting from cell B2. I want to know if they arrived on time or were late, right? That's what we want. Now we need to tell what is being on time and what is being late. So anyone who came before 8 a.m. is on time, and anyone who came later is late. Suggest a formula for column C to find out the same, and I hit on enter. Let's see what ChatGPT does for us. I don't know how to do this right now. Okay, so to determine if the employees arrived on time and late and so on, there are so many things here, and it exactly explains what is the breakdown of the formula. But let's say I do not want to know the breakdown, rather I just want to copy this code, come here and paste it here. So somebody coming at 8 is on time, I do use the autofill feature. So somebody who came at 8:15 is late, 8:30 is late, 8:10 is late, 8:05 is late, 8:28. These are the people who are late. Now let's move to the next step. I want to highlight the people who came late to red. So from this list, I want to highlight the cells that are late. I come back to ChatGPT. Thanks. I want to now highlight the ones who were late in column C. With red color who were late in column C. Let's see now. To highlight the cells in column C that indicate late with a red background, you can use conditional formatting in Excel. Here's how you do it. Okay, so we do not have a shortcut formula for this, and that is why it is giving me the exact steps on what should I be doing. Now, what is it doing? Asking me. Select the range in column C where the late or on time values are displayed. So I selected C2 to C11. Okay, I selected C2. Go to the Home tab. Okay. Click on Conditional Formatting. So I will move to the Home tab. Why am I not able to do this? No, I don't want to do this. Okay. I'll expand it for once. I come back to Home tab. I reduce it back. I will make it so okay. Now we are on the Home tab and we have conditional formatting here. I click on conditional formatting. The next step is to choose a new rule from the drop down menu. Chosen the new rule. Select format only cells that contain. So format only cells that contain cell value. Instead of cell value, we change it to cell value is equal to the text late. Okay. Now since we are entering text, we have to put in the quotation mark. Okay. Click on the format button. Click on the format button. Choose the fill tab, and select red color and do a OK. Will this work? Let's see. Okay. It did not work. Why did it not work? Let's check it again. I click on conditional formatting. I go to manage rules since we already have the rules. Is equal to late, but why do you have so many? Okay, so let's change the cell value because it's a numerical value. Specific text is contains the word late and okay. Apply. So here we have it. So all the late entries are now highlighted in red. That's what we wanted to do, right? Great. This was easy. Let's move to the next one. Great. We have our database with customer numbers here in a serial order with the customer names. Now I want to now here the same customer numbers are in jumbled form. For some reason, I want to now identify which customer has this customer ID. So I want to fill this up basically. How do I do this? Okay, I come back to ChatGPT. So I have customer IDs in column A starting from cell A2 customer names in column B, starting from cell B2. Good. Now what I want is, now I want a formula to find the names of any particular customer ID any given and the names in, let's say, cell F2 of any of the given customer ID in cell E2. I'll show what I'm trying to do. Enter. So we can use the VLOOKUP function in Excel. This function will search the customer ID in column A and return the corresponding name from column B. Here is how you can set this up. Formula in cell F2, VLOOKUP E2, E2 to F false, etc., etc. Now since we gave the very specific instructions of the cell, the column and everything, we have it here. We copy this code, come here to customer name, and I paste it. So do you see, if I pasted it and selected the entire range of the data until 100 by default, since we have 101 this over here, I do it 101 and I hit on enter. Now I have the name of the customer. 1000028 1000028 is Alexis Perez, and it's Alexis Perez. What I can do is now simply click on autofill and drag and drop it here. I get a lot of NAs here. Now there's a reason to it. I will not get into that for now because that is about referencing, but that's about using the formula. Now if I, let's say, delete all of this, okay, I now simply enter the customer ID 1000030. It changed the name 1000056. Do you see how easy it became? 1000080. That's decline. That's the magic of using VLOOKUPs without even knowing how to apply VLOOKUP. So that's a complicated one. Those who know VLOOKUP would say. Okay, so next comes a little advanced version of